Hi and welcome to my ATM system developed using C#. Okay, the system is now finished here. This is the first part of it, but let me show you how it works. When you click on that, and that clears the whole system. Here you meant to enter your PIN number. If you enter invalid number, that is what you get cleared. And let's enter the correct PIN number now. Enter that. Now you've been given this option and all of these buttons are now enabled, so you can click on that and that brings all of this up. Okay, you can then enter whatever you intend to enter in there. You can see I'm able to enter characters in there, which means the system is not ready yet, but you can clear, which is, and that's good enough. So what I'll do is I'm going to take you guys straight into C# development environment. We put one of these together, and please watch out for the second part as well. Okay, so let's go into C# now. Hi and welcome to C# tutorial of ATM system. So let me start by giving my system a name, CS ATM, and make sure you select Windows Forms application. Then we click on OK. And then now that the application form is ready, the next thing we need to go is to go to the project. Let's set the file size to approximately 1368 by, I'm going to go for 700 right there. Press enter. There, the application form is ready now. So the next thing we want to do is to add as follows. The first thing is, let's add group box. There we go. One, we're gonna need one here. Okay, so that is my group box. So I'm gonna need this like this and this one like this as well. So the next thing is, let's come in here, just change the background color of this group box. Maybe let's change it to maybe something, nope, let's go for maybe blue. Alright, I think I'm going to set you for that better color, this blue color, and select all of these group box, and I get rid of the, let's get rid of the text content on it. Delete there. Okay, so let's add buttons. We don't need the following buttons. 1, 2, maybe I think 2 buttons each would be fine. Okay. Alright, we're going to need more buttons here, so let's go for 4, and that's 2, 3, and 4. We'll be adjusting that later on. And let's copy more. Yeah, we need. Just bring it down. Right there. Those are my buttons ready for now. The next thing I want to do is to add, I'm going to add some images. Let me show you the images I intend to add onto these buttons. And right here I have the images I intend to add. Okay, so let's close that. So, and let's select the first button here and just come right down here. Get rid of the content in there. And let's go to images here. Right there. So that's going to be button 1. Let's import. Let me go to my desktop. I think I have it as ATM. There we go. Right there. Okay, that's fine. So something about that. So that means I will have to readjust that. Okay, let's repeat the same thing for button number 2. We have 2. So I'm going to speed that up now. Okay, now guys, this is how my interface is looking now for this ATM machine. So the next thing I intend to do is let's add list box. Okay, let's grab one of these and paste it right there. So I'm gonna need 5 of those really, but let's customize. Okay, 5 of those, 1 here and 2 here, then I need 1 right there in the center. Okay, the one in the center, I'm gonna have to customize that. So right here where it says auto size, let's change that to force. Back color, I'm gonna change that to, okay, that back color is, yeah, that's fine, let's leave it the way it is. Then right here, border, let's make that 3D and just extend it that much. And that's where we will have to enter our PIN number. Okay, right there. Let's take it up a little bit. Move it up. Alright, so that is where you will have to enter your PIN number. Okay, the next thing we want to do is let's get it centered. Make that center there and get rid of the content in there. Then I'm going to change the name of that to LBL pin. Yeah, LBL pin, that's fine. Okay, let's increase the font size to, let's make that bold, make it bold, 12, that is fine. And these are the ones, let's increase their font size to 12 as well, bold 12. Okay, move this in a little bit and this one in a little bit as well and take it up. And let's change the name of this to LBL loan, and right in here we're going to enter loan. Then this one is going to be LBL deposits. LBL deposit. And text contents, change that to deposit. The next one here, let's change that to withdraw. That becomes LBL withdrawal. There. Okay, let's move these in so that we can see what we're doing. Let's move it. Yeah, that's fine about that. And this one, that's going to be LBL balance. Yeah, balance. Okay, so that would be for account balance, LBL balance right there. Okay guys, that is how the system looks right now. Okay, the next thing is to give name to all of these. BTN loan, and I might as well just speed that up, BTN deposit. Okay, I'm going to speed that up. Okay, this is how they all looks now, and they all have a name. Let's run it so that you guys see how it looks. So that's my ATM system. I don't know, maybe I'm going to have to add 1 or 2 more things here, or maybe just convert it to something else, but let's go ahead and see. So let's double click on this, get the name of this, that's a pin. Double click on one, so that is going to become, let's say, LBL pin dot text equals LBL pin dot text plus, let's say, plus 1, and get it commented. So which means when I run that, I can always just append letter ones into there. Okay, it's obvious your PIN number will be maybe something like 4 characters, so I'm just going to copy that now. So copy, and let's come to number 2, paste that for 2, go to 3, repeat the same thing. Let's come to 4 and 5, 6, 7, let's go for 8, 9, 0, okay. Now in here, clear, let's take care of clear. So this is going to be my clear there. So that's clear. Now we need cancel. Let's go for cancel and enter or cancel first. In cancel, I think we should declare as follows: dialog result, I exit there. So let's say I exit equals message box dot show, and in there confirm you want to exit. Okay. And here let's give our system name ATM system. Okay. Then here let's enter a comma, message box button dot yes no comma, and message box icon dot question mark. So that is that. And here enter semicolon there. Maybe we should break it into 2 so that you can see it. All right, that's fine. The next thing we want to do is let's use an if statement to verify that you would like to exit the system. Equals dialog results. Let's try that again. Dialog results dot yes. So if you there confirm yes, we want the application to become exit dot exit there. So that is my cancel there. So if I run it, let's run it so that you see what I'm talking about. You click on cancel, the system asks you to confirm if you want to exit. If you say no, and there we go. Now let's come back in here. Clear is taken care of, this is taken care of. Now in here, when we want to enter, okay, well, I think what we should do is, you see 1 2 3 4, let's make it invisible. Let's double click on form load. So we say LBL balance dot visible equals false there. So when the system runs, all of that becomes invisible. So copy and LBL deposit there, LBL loan there, then LBL withdraw there. So all of those become invisible once the system starts running. So let me copy that, run the system. Yeah, so they are all now invisible. Okay, now let's come into enter. Inside there, we're going to use as follows. So let's go for Okay, let's declare a string variable of pin1 equals pin dot format. So we format whatever we have inside LBL pin number, pin dot text, and enter a semicolon there. So now let's use an if statement to compare or to check whatever we have in there. If pin1 equals, let's say the first pin number is 1234, and enter a curly braces there. I'm going to copy all of these, so enable all of these labels that are disabled. So let's change those ones to true. Be the same thing here, and here as well, and here. So that is for the pin number. Supposing we have another one here, let's declare another one. Okay, up to 5 pins or 4. Okay, 5 is fine. 3, 4, and 5. We have 5 different pin numbers. I'm going to copy these. Now let's say else if the pin number happens to be 2, 3, 4, 5, else if happens to be 3, 5, 6, else if 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 4 there, then one more. Paste that, and that will be 5, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8. So those are the pin numbers. Else I would like the LBL pin.text to output as follows: invalid pin there, right there. Okay, so have a good look at those lines of code. Here are the variables that I declared. They are all local variables, and these are supposed to be the pin number for individual users. Okay, we have 5 users in total. So if I run it now, let's run the program and see. So let's say we enter invalid number there. Is invalid. Okay, so we clear that and we enter valid number. Enter there. It enables that. Okay, once that is enabled, you can then make a selection depending on which one you want to select. If I click on clear, I will expect all of these to disappear as well. So let's come into clear, double click on clear, and we just copy all of these. Copy that. Let's go back to clear, double click, there we go, and set everything to false. Okay, the other thing we need to do is we need to disable all of this. Let's disable all of those buttons. Double click on the form, and that will be btn button 1.enable equals false. So you need to get the details right before you can. Okay, so btn, I think the next one is deposit dots enable as false as well. Let's copy this and just paste it for the other two. btn balance there. Then we now need one more btn withdraw. btn withdraw there. Okay, so once the system start running, all of these become disabled. So I'm going to copy that. Let's try it out first. it's all disabled now. You can't do nothing to them. Okay, now what I notice, I still have my text in there. Select it all, come to the property. Where's the property? Come to the property and just get rid of the text content in there. They're all gone. Alright, now let's come into here. So if you get it right, it becomes enabled. So if you have the right PIN number, the system becomes enabled. Okay, copy and paste. So let's copy all of this and paste it on the other one. Paste it here as well, and here we have one more. Okay, so the other place where we need to paste this, we need to also paste it inside reset button. Where's the reset? The clear button. Okay, in the case of clear, it has to be false. Copy and paste that right inside clear. Now let's run the program and see. Okay, now the whole system is disabled. Let's say we enter the right number and click on enter. That is it. So we can then make a selection of whatever we want to do. Alright, now let's design the other part of the interface. I think I should make that to be the loan. So let's exit and come right in here. Get rid of this for now, and I'm going to need a group box or maybe a panel. Let's go for a panel. Yeah, let's draw a panel there instead of a group box. That's my panel there. Then we need some labels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I might as well just speed up the whole process. You're just going to be label text box and the rich box. So we need text box here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 3, maybe labels here, label here. Then we need the rich text box right here, the rich text box here. So let's speed up the whole design of the interface and I'll get back to you guys. Okay guys, this is how the interface is looking now. So let me minimize that and let's run it so that you see what I'm talking about. This is how it looks. This is supposed to be one of the interface for, that would be for the loan anyway. So when you enter the right customer details in there, this becomes visible. So let's disable all of these other buttons here. So what I'll do is let's get their names. Alright, that has no name, so we call that BTN loan system, right? And this one is going to be BTN receipt. Okay, that is fine. Let's see, loan system receipt. What about this? Okay, that has a name, and this should be exits. Good. So what I will do next is, let me change, I don't seem to like this blue color. Let me change it to green so that it's sort of like rhyme with one of these colors here. So let's come in here and just change that. Good, that's green. Okay, now let's come into form load here. Let's go for BTN loan system dot enable, make that false. I'm going to copy and paste that onto it there. We make that false, and we also need to make btn exit, force btn reset, force. Then I think there's another one, btn, let's see, btn reset, make that force as well. Okay, these 4 buttons that are force, if the end user click on loan, then I would like loan to enable all of those buttons. That should be true. Yeah, so we just copy and paste that in here. That becomes true. Right. Okay, if I run the system now and enter the correct pin number there, only when I click on this, that enables that. Okay, and if we click on reset, we can, maybe with reset we should be able to disable it, or maybe clear. Okay, clear should do that. I think clear should do that very job. Come into clear here and disable those buttons as well, and do that. I think it's on here. Copy all of that, come into clear and disable those buttons if you dare click on clear. Now the other thing is, I'm going to copy these exit lines of codes and I'll paste that right in here, there. Okay, and we need the names of all of these. Let's get their names right. Okay, that's the first one. Reset dot clear. Need 5 more, and this is called, let's pin that down, number of years. That'll be for reset as well. Dot clear. And 1 more, or 2 more really. This one is interest rate. Then this very one, that is the label, so copy that, double click on this, paste that in there, dot text equals clear. Now the final one, I believe that's the label as well. Okay, let's copy and paste this there. Then this receipts, copy that, come right in here, paste that, dot clear equals, yeah. Okay, the reset is done for that as well. For now, those are the lines of codes. I'm just going to call this the end of the first part of this tutorial.